Hi folks, thanks for joining me again and welcome to today's video session. My name is Thomas and I'm one of the IELTS teachers here at LangGo Learning System. Our online video sessions are designed to help you improve a certain aspect of one of the 4 key competencies for your IELTS exam. In today's case, reading. In today's video session, I will look at a couple of the reading sections and explain each question, which will hopefully help you guys improve your reading skills and give you some useful strategies for the exam. Continuing with our series on the reading section of Cambridge 9, today we're going to do Test 2, focusing on the first passage, Children with Auditory Problems. Please open the link in the passage in the description box below the video. Let's get going by looking at questions 1 to 6, which section contains the following information. Number 1, an account of a national policy initiative. Our keywords here are national policy initiative. Look at paragraph H. The author emphasises that Objective 3 of the New Zealand Disability Strategy is to provide the best education for disabled people by improving education so that all children, youth learners and adult learners will have equal opportunities to learn and develop within their existing school. So this is a national policy initiative for New Zealand. These phrases have the same meaning. Policy initiative and strategy. So our answer is paragraph H. Number 2 is a description of a global team effort. Our keywords here are global team effort. In paragraph C, the author writes that the International Institute of Noise Control Engineering, IELTS, on the advice of the World Health Organization, the WHO, has established an international working party, which includes New Zealand, to evaluate noise and reverberation control for schoolrooms. Here, a global team refers to an international working party. So my answer would be paragraph C. Number 3, a hypothesis as to one reason behind the growth in classroom noise. Keywords here are reason, growth, and classroom noise. In paragraph B, the author states that education researchers Nelson and Soley have also suggested that recent trends in learning often involve collaborative interaction of multiple minds and tools as much as individual possession of information. This all amounts to heightened activity and noise levels, which have the potential to be particularly serious for children experiencing auditory function deficit. We have growth in classroom noise and heightened noise levels functioning as synonyms here, so our answer would be paragraph B. Number 4 is a demand for suitable worldwide regulations, and our keywords here are worldwide regulations. Take a look at paragraph I. The writer indicates that it is imperative that the needs of these children are taken into account in the setting of appropriate international standards to be promulgated in the future. There are a couple of synonyms here, suitable and appropriate, worldwide and international, regulations and standards. Our answer should be paragraph I. Number 5, a list of medical conditions which place some children more at risk from noise than others. Our keywords here are medical conditions and more at risk. In paragraph D, the author states that while the detrimental effects of noise in classroom situations are not limited to children experiencing disability, those with a disability that affects their processing of speech and verbal communication could be extremely vulnerable. The auditory function deficits in question include hearing impairment, autistic spectrum disorders, ASD, and attention deficit disorders, known as ADD or ADHD. Here, at risk has the same meaning as the word vulnerable, so I would know that the paragraph was D. Number 6 refers to the estimated proportion of children in New Zealand with auditory problems. Our keywords here are proportion and auditory problems. In paragraph A, the writer mentions that the New Zealand Ministry of Health has found from research carried out over 2 decades that between 6 and 10% of children in that country are affected by hearing loss. A very useful synonym is used here, auditory problems and hearing loss. And by knowing that, we know that it's paragraph A. For question 7, For what period of time has hearing loss in school children been studied in New Zealand? Keywords here are period of time, hearing loss, school children, and New Zealand. In paragraph A, the New Zealand Ministry of Health has found from research carried out over 2 decades that 6 to 10% children in that country are affected by hearing loss. So using the same extract as before, we know that the answer is 2 decades. In addition to machinery noise, what other types of noise can upset children with autism? Our keywords here are machinery, type of noise, and autism. Let's read paragraph E. Autistic spectrum disorders often result in major difficulties in comprehending verbal information and speech processing. Those experiencing these disorders often find sounds such as crowd noise and the noise generated by machinery painful and distressing. So other than the noise of machinery, crowd noise makes children upset. The word upset is synonymous with painful or distressing, so our answer would be crowd noise. Question number 9. What term is used to describe the hearing problems of school children which have not yet been diagnosed? Keywords here are term, hearing problems, and not being diagnosed. At the end of paragraph G, the writer states that it is probable that many undiagnosed children exist in the education system with invisible disabilities. Undiagnosed means have not been diagnosed, so our answer here would be invisible. What part of the New Zealand Disability Strategy aims to give school children equal opportunities? Well, our keywords here are New Zealand Disability Strategy, part, and equal opportunities. In paragraph H, the author declares that Objective 3 of the New Zealand Disability Strategy is to provide the best education for disabled people by improving education so that all children, youth learners and adult learners will have equal opportunities to learn and develop within their already existing schools. So the answer here would be Objective 3. For questions 11 to 12, you're expected to choose 2 letters from A to F. Question 11 and 12. Which 2 are mentioned by the writer of the passage? A. Current teaching methods. B. Echoing corridors. C. Cooling system. D. Large class sizes. E. Loud-voiced teachers. F. Playground games. In paragraph B, the author claims that modern teaching practices, the organisation of desks in the classroom, poor classroom acoustics, and mechanical means of ventilation such as air conditioning units all contribute to the number of children unable to comprehend the teacher's voice. There are some synonyms used here: current teaching methods and modern teaching practices, cooling systems and mechanical means of ventilation. Options B, D, E and F are not mentioned in the text, so the answer has to be A and C. For question 13, you choose the correct letter, A, B, C or D. Question 13. What is the writer's overall purpose in writing this article? A. To compare different methods of dealing with auditory problems. B. To provide solutions for overly noisy learning environments. C. To increase the awareness of the situation of children with auditory problems. D. To promote New Zealand as a model for other countries to follow. Let's have a look at the beginning of the text. The author argues that hearing impairment or other auditory function deficit in young children can have a major impact on their development of speech and communication, resulting in a detrimental effect on their ability to learn at school. This is likely to have major consequences for the individual and for the population as a whole. Then the author describes the situation of auditory function deficit in young children in New Zealand by discussing the reasons, consequences and solutions to this problem. Hence, the author's implication is increase awareness of the situation of children with auditory problems. Options A, B and D do not represent the general purpose of the writer. So the answer here would be C. That's all for the first passage of the reading section. Don't forget to note down and practice new words that you struggled with in this passage. to widen your vocabulary. Writing them down and revising them is the best way to ensure that they stick in your head. Trust me. I really hope that you found this session helpful in preparing you for your IELTS test. If you'd like to sign up for IELTS courses here at LangGo, please click on the link below. Our courses are designed to help you by providing personalised learning pathways and giving you individual outcomes. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please hit that bell button to get notifications of our latest video uploads. I've been Thomas at LangGo Learning Systems, and hopefully I'll see you for the next video. Bye.